I just wanted to start off by just kind of acknowledging that we're in some pretty unprecedented times, and this board update was actually supposed to be the night of the first day that we closed school. So it's kind of a mashup now between an update from then and an update with how we've been kind of coping or dealing with COVID at Bowers. So and then also an update or kind of a review of some of our BIC and FFLA discussions that we've been having. Throughout the past year, we have been celebrating some really awesome success at Bowers in establishing a strong sense of community, in embracing place, and in increasing our attendance. And some of the ways that we have been establishing community has been reaching out to other buildings within our district. For example, we've been reaching out to PrEP and have tried to establish a partnership with them. You can see that we were sitting at your seats when we visited the PrEP to try to develop a partnership with our school store and their school store. We've also developed a partnership with Way in creating a reading buddy program where we bring an animal and do some reading and a craft with the students. The first time that we went, we brought bunnies, and the next time that we went, we brought baby goats. The plan for the rest of the year was baby lambs and some chicks. Those plans obviously got a little bit derailed, but we're hopeful for next year to start these partnerships back up again, because these were really awesome opportunities for both our students, our staff, and the Way students and the PrEP students and the PrEP and Way staff members as well. In addition to developing partnerships outside of Bowers, we've also really tried to strengthen the relationships and the community within Bowers. So here we have been working really closely with the farm staff to make sure that we're utilizing all of our resources. In the top left-hand corner of the screen here, you can see we had a students versus staff volleyball game that was really exciting. In the bottom right-hand corner, you can see we are utilizing the Barton Farmhouse, and the students have presented a business plan to open a school store for Bowers Farm. And so we have purchased a lot of merchandise and have created an entire business plan. On the top right, students have been utilizing the lobby of the farm to lay out the plans for the actual business and have been organizing merchandise. So we're really excited for when school does get back in session to continue with this plan and to continue rolling out these partnerships. One of the really fun opportunities that's very unique to Bowers is the opportunity to engage with animals. So here you can see the students have had the opportunity to engage with animals in a variety of ways. On the bottom left-hand corner, we were supposed to have a turkey lesson one day and it ended up raining. So for science class, instead of going outside, we actually brought the turkey inside. So that was really exciting and fun. When we were leaving school in early March and throughout the winter, we were having baby season on the farm. So you can see in the center, the students engaging in the process of weighing a baby lamb. And throughout the entire season, the students have really capitalized on utilizing the resources that we have available to us on the farm. So it's been really awesome to see. I have been also trying my hand in the farm game, which is pretty exciting. I got to participate in a lot of the live births that were taking place on the farm, as well as have students participate in those experiences. And just before the closure began, it was kind of funny because I was in my office and I was thinking to myself, I can't imagine ever having a baby goat next to me while I'm working. And I'm not sure if you can hear the sound, but so I'm reflecting on this experience, and this specific day was right before the closure happened. And at that point, I was saying, I can't believe a baby goat is next to me while I'm working. And now I'm saying, I can't believe my dog is next to me while I'm working. I never thought that we'd see the day that we were working from home, but here we are. And so I think it's really important to consider the idea of what Bowers is, who we are at our core, And so I just wanted to kind of acknowledge some of the responses that students have talked about when I asked them, what is Bowers to you? The students' feedback was Bowers is community, comfortable, new hope, fun, solid, understanding, a second chance, proud, dynamic, never dull, and empowering. So, as I'm thinking about their values and the way that they view Bowers, I really wanted to make sure that we took those those ideas or those kind of themes and brought them to their homes as we learn electronically and learn kind of virtually. So, right at the beginning of the shutdown, myself and my social worker Julia created care packages for the students, and we brought them some essential items that they might need during the shutdown so that they could have access to some extra materials and also just like share that extra Bowers love that makes us so unique. Learning 2.0 has definitely been a challenge, but we are trying to amp it up. I think it's really important to acknowledge the fact that in this whole process, we are bringing essentially students and other staff members and sometimes even strangers into our homes. It takes a level of vulnerability and transparency. So I've been trying to kind of share that with my staff as well so that when they do it, it feels almost like a new normal. So in the top left, I have a picture here, not my most flattering, I guess, angle, but we were participating in a 30-day kindness challenge. And this was just another way to make connections and be vulnerable and be transparent. And this was an awesome way to kind of bring people together. We participated throughout this shutdown in a virtual spirit week. We've had staff dance parties. We've engaged in book clubs. I'm constantly posting Instagram videos and pictures just to try to continue to embrace these ideas that the students had mentioned before, community, comfortable, new hope, things like this. One of the things that I think is really important, besides the transparency and vulnerability, is to just really emphasize and celebrate and be grateful for the collaboration that happens. At Bowers, I'm kind of on an island as the only administrator. But I think that coupled with a first year administrator, it can feel a little intimidating or lonely. So I just wanted to acknowledge the fact that LST, especially Margaret and Sarah, have been super, super supportive through this whole process. I've loved teaming up with the high school administrators, the high school team, and we've had some really fun staff meetings and dance parties with the Bowers staff specifically. I think throughout this whole process, it's important to acknowledge a student voice. And I don't normally read from the screen because I don't think it's that effective. But in this case, I just like to take a second to share with you a student response from during COVID. My time away from school has been very different. All my life, I've been waking up early, going to school, and coming home. I've always hated that fact that school make you wake up early, but now that I don't have it, I miss it. I remember telling myself early into second semester that I have a few months left of high school, I can still be a kid. But now there's no more school, and I just entered the real world, which is frightening to me, but at the same time, I have to keep going. Reminding me of the quote, the future is scary, but you can't just run back to the past because it's familiar. But my time has not been all bad. I've been able to learn new skills and spend my time doing things I'm interested in. Thanks to the amazing staff at Bowers that have been trying to keep us busy by having Google calls with the class or emailing us, asking us, how are you doing? Do you have any questions? And just waiting to know we are safe. I appreciate how they understand this is hard. This is a hard time for a lot of people. And instead of bombarding us with assignments and saying it's due tomorrow, they're giving us time and the help we really need to do our best. So as you can see, the Bauer students, because this is a pretty good kind of picture of how they're feeling in general, the Bauer students are resilient, but I think it's also important to celebrate some of the accomplishments that we have achieved before the closure. So I just wanted to take a second to highlight some student success. Our attendance rate for Bowers for this year has grown substantially. Last school year, the attendance rate was approximately 64%. And this year, the attendance rate has jumped to 84%. And these two pictures on the left-hand side are pictures of students who are a part of the attendance club. So we just take one day for the first, second, third, and fourth quarters to honor the students who have 3 absences or less by having a little celebration for them, if it's breakfast or lunch, play a little game, things like that, so that the students realize that they have accomplished awesome attendance, because that's something that we really value. And then another element to really celebrate is that in last school year, there were 7 non-graduates. And this year, even before the closure and during the closure, all of our seniors at Bowers Academy are on track to graduate. Here, I just wanted to take a second to highlight some transcript growth from last year to this year for 2 different students. I think that on the left-hand side of the screen, we are really highlighting the benefit of strengthening the leadership and the counseling and social work staff, because as you'll notice, the transcript on the top half of the screen looks a little bit messy. On the bottom half of the screen, the student has really increased his achievement and cleared up any of those incompletes or uncertain grades. On the right hand of the screen, we have a transfer student who has definitely found her place at Bowers Academy because she has improved her grades substantially. So our short-term Bowers goals were to have a clear programmatic vision and a foundational leadership structure. And we were also interested in growing our enrollment. So we have achieved our first 2 goals, and so now it's time to focus on increasing our enrollment options. We have currently 3 ways to be a Bowers student. The first one is if you're a resident of Bloomfield Hills, and you could either go to Bloomfield Hills High School or Bowers Academy, depending on which option is best for you. We have a tuition option, and then we're also looking into creating cooperative agreements. Within the past couple of months now, I guess, we have attended BIC and FFLA. And so the next step is once we return to school, we do plan to continue to explore potential cooperative agreements. But for tonight, we are hoping to adopt the recommendation from BIC and FFLA for a modified tuition option of $10,000 per student for Bowers Academy students.
Some of my colleagues, myself, Howard, and Mark heard this at our FFLA meeting. So I thank both of you for your work and your presentation.